Hi, schizophrenic Christian here. Thought I'd make a video um, describing my experience with schizophrenia, what it's like. I'm kind of between diagnoses between schizoaffective disorder and schizophrenia, and I don't know too much about. Well, I have kind of a grasp on what it means to be schizophrenic, and it surprised me how much it applies to me, how true it is. I'm on medicine now, and on this medicine, the voice of reason is easier to hear than it has been in the past. But basically, to describe it, it's kind of like a wind whips through my mind. Just a whip, 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 whip. And it's like, I mean, I ended up in a behavioral wellness center, or in a wellness center, during a time where my thoughts were racing to the degree that it was incapacitating. It literally just sat me right down on my ass. It was, I don't know. Now I'm able to pick up on little things, and I think what part of the experience is like if you have a fear or you have really any thought that you have, especially the dark ones, it sort of takes on a voice of its own. And so it's kind of like there's chattering in your head, and it's, I don't know. I think that it's possible to. No, I don't know this because I haven't succeeded at it yet myself. But I think it's possible to gain control of my mind. It's possible for me to gain control of my mind because what I've been doing for a long time without even realizing it is I push these thoughts away. Successfully, I would push these thoughts away. And it wasn't until it got bad enough for me to be in a wellness center that I realized that it wasn't normal to be constantly having thoughts that you have to push away. In the years before I was diagnosed, I did a lot of shitty things. I treated people really poorly. And I live with a lot of regret. And yeah, just to speak to that, I think what I should do is forgive myself and move on. And it's not going to be easy because memories, also, bad memories, like to pop up really often. So, all the shitty things I've done, all the awkward moments in my life where I felt embarrassed or I did something stupid and somebody called me out on it, or anything unpleasant really pops up in my mind all the time. For some people, this all seems to like these things can actually manifest as actual voices and not just thoughts that you can push away. It literally sounds to these people like someone outside of yourself is talking to you, saying these shitty things to you. And it can even manifest in visual hallucinations, not just auditory hallucinations. For me, I've been fortunate, and it's more like a chattering of my own thoughts than it is voices outside of myself talking to me. But yeah, it's a difficult diagnosis to get. I still probably haven't fully processed that I am a schizophrenic. I mean, I put my name on YouTube as Schizophrenic Christian, but that's not to say I've completely processed that. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, ultimately my experience is like there's a wind moving through me. Whip, 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 whip. Kind of like that. And yeah, that's basically my experience. Another dynamic to my experience is I think my mind has a defense mechanism of hiding in self-delusion. And this delusion maybe keeps me in like this bubble in my mind where the dark thoughts don't get to me too much. So yeah, that also goes to my douchey behavior to friends, all the people in my life. I've known so many people and I've pushed so many people away. I've just pushed them to the edge where they just don't like me anymore. And I certainly don't blame them. I blame myself all the time. So yeah, that's just my spur of the moment, making a video about my experience with schizophrenia. If anyone sees this who has it and is scared, I'm doing pretty well. I've got a job. I work 40 hours a week. I've got some family in my life. And it's possible to be okay. And I would also say, see, I don't want to speak out of line here, but maybe we schizophrenics have more control over our minds than we realize. Because I know for me, if a weird thought comes, there's some mechanism in my brain I'm just able to push it away. I'm constantly having to do that, but it's possible to do it. So it hasn't gotten as bad as visual hallucinations for me. Not really. I mean, there's one instance, but it's kind of a fine line between imagination and hallucination. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep my videos under 10 minutes, so I'm going to cut it short at that. Thanks for watching. Take care.